There's a lie about money that almost all of us grow up believing. It's a story we're told so often, and from such a young age, that we internalize it without ever questioning its truth. We absorb it as a fundamental rule of the world, like gravity, shaping our every financial thought and action before we're even aware of it. This foundational belief, this unquestioned assumption, dictates our relationship with earning, spending, and saving, often in ways that don't actually serve our long-term happiness or well-being. It becomes the silent architect of our financial lives, building a structure we never consciously designed. This lie causes us to put immense, often unspoken pressure on ourselves. It creates a constant, low-level hum of anxiety, a feeling that we're always falling short or are just one misstep away from financial ruin. It's the quiet voice in the back of our minds that whispers, we're not doing enough, not earning enough, or not smart enough to manage our money correctly. This internal critic compares our reality to an impossible standard, ensuring we always feel a sense of inadequacy, no matter how hard we work. It causes us to live our lives feeling stressed out about money, making decisions from a place of fear rather than a place of freedom. This chronic stress can impact our physical health, our relationships, and our overall happiness. We choose career paths we don't love, stay in jobs that drain us, and sacrifice our precious time and well-being, all in service of this flawed financial narrative. We trade our passions for a paycheck, believing it's the only responsible choice, the only way to be secure. This idea gets repeated everywhere, in school, in families, in the media, until it feels like common sense. It's woven into the very fabric of our culture, presented as an undeniable fact of adult life. We see it reflected in movies, discussed at the dinner table, and reinforced by societal expectations about what a successful life should look like. It's in the advice we get from well-meaning relatives and the subtle messaging in advertisements that equate net worth with self-worth. And that lie quietly makes money harder than it needs to be, creating invisible barriers and unnecessary complexity. It convinces us that financial well-being is a complicated puzzle that only a select few, the experts, the naturally gifted, the lucky, can solve, leaving the rest of us feeling perpetually behind. It turns something that should be a tool for a better life into a source of constant struggle. Today I want to talk about what that lie is, why it causes so much stress, and, most importantly, what actually works better in real life. We're going to dismantle this myth piece by piece and replace it with a simpler, more effective approach that can genuinely change your financial reality. This isn't about complex formulas or risky investments. It's about a fundamental shift in perspective. It's time to unlearn the story you've been told and start writing a new one based on clarity, confidence, and control. Here's the lie. If you just make more money, everything will be fine. We're taught that income is the solution to financial stress. If you're struggling, you need a better job, a raise, a side hustle, or more motivation. And yes, income does matter. But this idea skips something critical, because plenty of people make good money and still feel broke, stressed, and behind. So, the problem clearly isn't just income. So, what's the real cost of believing this lie? It's not just a minor misconception, it's an incredibly damaging belief that quietly sabotages your entire financial future. It's a trap many of us fall into, and it unfolds in a few distinct, corrosive ways that keep us stuck in a cycle of stress and uncertainty. First, and most insidiously, we delay fixing the real underlying issues with our finances. We use the idea of a future windfall as a convenient excuse to procrastinate on the foundational work, like creating a budget or tracking our spending. We tell ourselves a comforting story, a little piece of fiction that feels true in the moment. Once I get that raise, then I'll finally get serious about my money. But more money doesn't magically create good financial habits. In fact, it's the opposite. Without a solid system, a higher income often just amplifies the existing problems. This is called lifestyle inflation. The spending grows to match the new income, leaving us in the exact same position, just with bigger numbers and more stress. Second, We start to fuse our self-worth with the number on our paycheck. This is a dangerous and emotionally draining connection to make because our income will always fluctuate, but our inherent worth does not. When money feels tight, we don't see it as a logistical problem to be solved. We internalize it as a personal failure. We feel a sense of shame that keeps us silent. We think, something must be wrong with me. This isn't just about money anymore. It's about our value as a person. It's a heavy burden to carry, and it often prevents us from asking for help when we need it most. And third, and this is the root of it all, the core reason this lie has so much power. We never learned how money actually works. It's a skill that's learned, not something you are born knowing. It's a subject we were never formally taught in school, like math or history. We were simply expected to figure it out on our own. No one taught us how to build a financial system that works for us, tailored to our own lives and goals, a system that feels empowering, not restrictive. No one taught us the practical steps to save consistently, turning it from a stressful chore into an automatic, effortless habit that builds wealth in the background of our lives. And no one demystified the world of investing to make it feel accessible. No one explained compound interest in a way that clicked, breaking down the jargon and showing us exactly where to begin. Instead of being given a map, we're just told to try harder and find our own way out of the woods. But you don't need to try harder. You don't need more willpower. You just need to be taught the way. Here's the truth that changes everything. Money problems are usually system problems, not just income problems. When money flows in without structure, it simply disappears, no matter how much you make. Spending expands, bills grow, lifestyle creeps in quietly. And none of this requires irresponsibility, it's just human behavior. This is why even some doctors and lawyers live paycheck to paycheck. High earners carry credit card debt, and raises don't feel as good as expected. Instead of chasing more money first, the most effective mental shift is this. Build a simple money system that works at your current income level. Not a perfect system, not a spreadsheet you'll abandon, just something that creates a buffer, transfers money automatically, which reduces decision fatigue because once a system is in place, extra income helps instead of disappearing. Progress feels visible, stress drops dramatically, and here's the encouraging part. You don't need to fix everything all at once. You just need one anchor. If you do nothing else after watching this video, do this. Create one protected money bucket, just one. It could be a separate savings account for an emergency fund or putting money into a CD so that it is not easy to touch. Start small, even if it's $25 or $50 a check, or a month even. The goal isn't the amount. The goal is proving to yourself that money can stay put. That single habit rewires how you think about money. It creates safety, and it gives you momentum. Everything else builds on this. If money has ever felt hard, stressful, or confusing, that doesn't mean you've failed. It's a common feeling, a quiet weight that many of us carry, often in isolation. We internalize the struggle, believing it's a reflection of our own shortcomings. But it's so important to know you're not alone in this. This feeling is a symptom, not a personal flaw. It simply means you were taught a story that left out the most important part. We're shown how to earn and how to spend, but rarely taught how to manage money in a way that truly serves our lives and our well-being. The focus is always on the numbers, not the human experience behind them. This missing piece is what creates all the pressure to earn more, trapping us in a cycle of chasing a higher income, believing it's the only solution to our financial anxiety. But earning more won't solve the problem without better systems in place. Financial peace isn't about the amount you make, it's about how much you keep and the habits you build to save and invest that money. It's about creating a reliable framework that supports you, regardless of your income, and gives you control over your financial future. And those systems can start small, with a single intentional step. You don't need a grand overhaul overnight. True, lasting change is built through small, consistent actions that feel manageable. You may feel like you're behind, and that's okay. It's a natural reaction to realizing the old way wasn't working for you. Acknowledge that feeling, and then gently let it go. Because you're learning the rules to change that now. Every video you watch, every small action you take, is a step forward on your new path toward financial confidence and genuine peace of mind. If this video helped you find a moment of clarity and inspiration, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. This channel is a dedicated space for realistic personal finance, designed to empower you without overwhelming you. We're building a community here, a place to learn and grow together. We focus on practical, sustainable methods with no hype and no pressure. Just simple, actionable guidance for your journey toward a wealthier financial future. Thank you for being here and for investing this valuable time in yourself. It's the most important investment you can make, and the returns will show up in every area of your life. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.